5 Navy bombers vanish into thin air. No wreckage, no bodies, no final radio call that makes sense. The year is 1945. The place is a stretch of ocean between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. The world will come to call it the Bermuda Triangle. For decades, it has swallowed planes, swallowed ships, swallowed people. But what if the real mystery isn't what happened out there? What if the real mystery is why we believed it in the first place? The Bermuda Triangle covers roughly 500,000 square miles of the Atlantic Ocean. Inside its borders, the stories are the same. Compasses spin wildly. Radios go silent. Ships are found adrift with no crew aboard. The most famous case is Flight 19. 5 TBM Avenger bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale on a routine training mission. They never came back. A rescue plane sent to find them vanished too. 14 men disappeared that day. Not one piece of wreckage was ever confirmed. Then there's the Mary Celeste, a ship found in 1872, sails still set, cargo untouched, but no crew anywhere on board. Add in missing yachts, disoriented pilots, and strange compass readings, and you have the ingredients for one of the most enduring legends in modern history. The triangle didn't get its name until 1964. Writer Vincent Gaddis coined the term Bermuda Triangle in an article for Argosy magazine. 5 years later, author Charles Berlitz turned it into a phenomenon. His 1974 book, The Bermuda Triangle, sold over 20 million copies. Berlitz claimed sea monsters, time warps, even the lost city of Atlantis sitting on the ocean floor, somehow interfering with ships and planes. The theories were wild. The public loved it. By the 1970s, the Bermuda Triangle wasn't just a place, it was a brand. Here is where the story starts to change. In 1975, a librarian named Lawrence David Couchet did something almost nobody else had done. He checked the actual records. Couchet spent years going through Coast Guard reports, insurance records, and newspaper archives. His findings were published in The Bermuda Triangle Mystery Solved. What he found was striking. Many mysterious disappearances weren't mysterious at all, once you read the original reports instead of the retellings. Some ships had sunk in known storms, some pilots had made documented navigational errors, some disappearances happened hundreds of miles outside the triangle's boundaries, but were folded into the legend anyway. The U.S. Board of Geographic Names does not recognize the Bermuda Triangle as an official name, and the U.S. Navy has stated it does not maintain a file on the area as a hazard zone. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has said something similar. There is no evidence that mysterious disappearances occur with any greater frequency in the Bermuda Triangle than in any other large, well-traveled section of ocean. That is a fact, not a theory. Meteorologists point to something very real happening in the region. Rogue waves. These are massive, unpredictable walls of water, sometimes over 100 feet tall, that can appear suddenly in open ocean and vanish just as fast. Oceanographers studying rogue waves have confirmed they are capable of destroying large vessels in minutes, leaving little to no debris. Geologists have also studied methane hydrates on the seafloor near the continental shelf. Some researchers propose that large methane gas releases could reduce water density enough to sink ships rapidly. This remains a theory, not a proven cause of any specific triangle incident, but it's grounded in real geology. Aviation experts, meanwhile, point to something less exotic: human error. The triangle sits in one of the busiest shipping and flight corridors on Earth. More traffic statistically means more incidents, no supernatural force required. The Coast Guard's own position is blunt. In their public statements, they've noted the region experiences sudden, violent weather changes, and that the mystery often comes from incomplete investigation, not incomplete science. Let's separate what's fact from what's theory. Theory: Atlantis and ancient technology, popularized by Berlitz. No archaeological or scientific evidence supports this. Pure speculation. Theory: magnetic anomalies. Some claim compasses malfunction due to unusual magnetic fields. It's true that the triangle is one of the few places on Earth where true north and magnetic north align, but this is a known, mapped phenomenon called agonic line, not an anomaly. It could explain historical navigational confusion, but it isn't unexplained. Theory: methane eruptions. Plausible in specific cases involving sudden sinkings, but unproven for any confirmed triangle incident. Theory: rogue waves and violent storms. Backed by oceanographic data, capable of explaining sudden vessel loss without a trace. Theory: statistical illusion. Backed by Cush's research and government data. The triangle is a busy, storm-prone region, and busy, storm-prone regions have accidents. Notice the pattern. The more dramatic the theory, the less evidence supports it. The more boring the theory, the more the data backs it up. When you strip away the myth, here's what remains. The Bermuda Triangle is a heavily trafficked stretch of ocean prone to sudden tropical storms, hurricanes, and rogue waves. It sits along major shipping and flight paths, meaning statistically more vessels pass through, and more accidents happen there simply because more vessels are there. Add early to mid-20th century navigation technology, incomplete radio communication, and a media culture eager for mystery, and you get a legend built less on missing ships and more on missing context. Lloyd's of London, one of the world's oldest marine insurance markets, has reportedly found no statistical increase in shipping losses in the region compared to other ocean areas of similar size and traffic. That single data point undercuts the entire legend more than any single theory ever could. To be fair, not everything is neatly resolved. A handful of individual cases, including Flight 19, still have details that don't fully add up in official records. Radio transcripts show real confusion, real panic, and no confirmed wreckage has ever definitively closed the case. Science hasn't disproven every anomaly. It has simply shown that unexplained doesn't mean supernatural. Sometimes it just means the paperwork was incomplete, the storm was undocumented, or the wreckage sank too deep to find. The ocean is vast. Not every question about it has an answer yet. That's not mystery. That's just the ocean. The Bermuda Triangle teaches us something bigger than sea monsters or time warps. It teaches us how legends are built, not from evidence, but from repetition. A story told enough times starts to feel like fact, even when the original sources don't hold up. The real mystery was never the ocean. It was how easily we accept a myth once it's told with enough confidence.